Hey guys, this week I just really wanted to do something I didn't plan on doing, but I just want to show you a quick sample workflow. So this is an image I pulled off of Model Mayhem. So if this were my image, or if I were in charge of editing this image, there are a couple things that I would do to this. I just want to kind of walk through that a little bit today. I'm going to go to the Develop tab and just fix a few of the basic things that I usually do in Lightroom, and just spend some time kind of in Lightroom, just making a few adjustments. So that's what I've got so far. And then once I'm happy with that, and I'm ready to push it into Photoshop, I'm just going to come down here to my film strip, edit in. We're going to edit in this in Photoshop, and I'm just going to wait for it to pull back up. All right, so once we're over here in Photoshop, there are a couple things that I do immediately. First thing we're going to do is set up a frequency separation. We're going to duplicate our background twice. We're going to change the names of our layers. Tone is on bottom. Texture is going to be on top. I'm going to take my tone layer and I'm going to put a Gaussian blur on it. So filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and we're going to blur it until the texture disappears. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit and kind of see if that's going to work. Maybe around 7. And click OK. We're going to turn the eye of our texture back on, and we're going to set up this texture layer. So we're going to go to Image, Apply Image. If we're working with an 8-bit image, or if we're working with a 16-bit image, these settings are going to be different. We're working with 16-bit, so this is how we would set it up. Layer is going to be set not to merge, but we're going to pull it from the tone. We're going to change our blending mode to add, and we're going to set our offset to 2. Or set our scale to 2. Offset is going to be 0, and we're going to click invert. We'll click OK, and we're going to change our blending mode from normal to linear light. I'll take both of these, throw them in a group, and then when I turn the eye of it on and off of this group, there shouldn't be a change. So the cool thing about this is now I can edit my texture and my tone separately. So when I'm editing texture, I can use my clone stamp tool, pull in from my current layer, and I can just go in and I can sample an area that doesn't have any issue, paint that tone back over that area. So this is good for removing hair, removing blemishes. I'm just going to hold Option to sample, let go of Option, and then paint, and just move these textures around. I'll go in and speed this up a little bit. Take a look around, see if there's anything else I need to change. And then on my tone layer, I'm going to go in, I'm going to grab my lasso tool, I'm going to turn my feather up, and I can always test out to see how soft my feather is by making a selection and entering into quick mask mode, and I can see that transition. You want that transition to be a soft transition. And now I'm going to go find areas that I want to manipulate the tone. So maybe areas that have a transition of color that I don't like. I can sample that. And I'm just going to go up to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. Then I'm going to blur that more than the original pixels. So let's just say Soften that up just a little bit. Maybe this area around the chin. I've got a shortcut key set up for this. So I can go in, soften that up. And let's take a look at this. This is going to be before and after. And I could spend some more time working on that. This is going to be my frequency separation. And I can always go back and play around with that a little bit.